Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'm going to tell you about the true definition of what it means to have full coverage for your auto insurance. So, typically, when my clients tell me, "Oh, I'm covered, I have full coverage," that usually means to the average person that you have liability coverage, comprehension coverage, or comprehensive coverage and collision coverage. So, you have liability for bodily injury and then property damage. However, um, people often don't have underinsured motorist or medical payment coverage when they say that. So, in my professional opinion, in order to have full coverage, you've got to have liability, you've got to have comprehensive, you've got to have collision, you've got to have underinsured motorist, and you also have to have medical payment coverage. That underinsured motorist or UIM is so very important because even if you have amazing limits for your liability, I have literally seen clients who have $500,000 in liability coverage, which is great, but then you look at their underinsured motorist coverage and they don't have any. So what that means is if someone hits them and only has the minimum limits, which is $25,000, that $500,000 of liability that you purchased doesn't do you any good, because that only protects you when you hit someone else. So if someone hits you with only minimum limits and you have terrible injuries, you only have access to that $25,000. However, if you have that UIM coverage, that often serves as an excess to that 25,000. So you can then dip into your own insurance for that extra coverage. I suggest to get the UIM limits the same amount as your liability limits. So, and then of course MedPay is just an extra no fault coverage that covers your medical bills up to a certain amount. So even if an accident is your fault, if it's not your fault, it's an extra pile of money to dip into to pay your medical bills. So, in my opinion, full coverage, again, liability, comprehensive, collision, underinsured motorist, and medical payment coverage. I would say uninsured motorist, but that's automatically on your policy. A lot of people probably don't know that. That's automatically on your policy when you purchase liability. So just be sure you have all of those coverages to make sure that you're protected to the fullest extent.